There are over 100 different COVID vaccines being developed, with a dozen in their final stage of testing. But how many have been approved so far? Pfizer and BioNTech were the first to announce a major breakthrough, with results showing that their vaccine is 90% effective. Moderna, a US-based firm, is now the latest to reveal impressive results, with its vaccine showing to be 94.5% effective. Russia say their results for the Sputnik V vaccine suggest it could be 92% effective. In the coming weeks, we're also expecting data from the Oxford Uni and the AstraZeneca trials. At the end of the year, we should get results from Johnson & Johnson's vaccine, and then in about 6 to 9 months, we should have data from the huge trial by the Belgian company Janssen. How are these vaccines different? How traditional vaccines work is they expose the immune system to a weakened form of a virus or small parts of it, so that the body can learn to recognise it as an invader and build up its defences against that particular virus to fight it off. Both Pfizer and Moderna have developed what's called a mRNA vaccine. These work by injecting parts of the virus's genetic code into the body to train the immune system. The Oxford Uni and Russian vaccines use a different method to try and get a response. They take a common cold virus that infects chimpanzees and genetically modify it to resemble the coronavirus. The Janssen vaccine also uses a common cold virus, but one that normally infects humans. It's then genetically modified to make it resemble the coronavirus. How are these vaccines being tested? Not all vaccine trials have been measured in exactly the same way. Trial group sizes have been different. Pfizer tested on around 43,000 people, Moderna on 30,000, and Russia's results is based on data from 16,000 volunteers. But all the vaccines were tested against a placebo. Groups involved in each of the trials were either given a dummy shot or a real vaccine to see if the rate of COVID-19 infection among those who got the vaccine is significantly lower than those who received the fake jab. Moderna's study waited until 95 of those involved in the trial developed COVID symptoms. Out of the 95, only 5 people had been given the real vaccine. So the company says their vaccine protects 94.5% of people, whereas Russia's analysis was conducted after 20 people in the trial developed COVID. From this, they concluded that their vaccine was 92% effective. Are there benefits to having multiple vaccines? When it comes to transportation, distribution and storage, having more than one vaccine approved for mass use could mean an earlier end to coronavirus. However, each of the COVID vaccine candidates work in slightly different ways, and not all of them may be suited for everyone. Whilst we don't yet know what works best on certain groups, we do know Moderna's vaccine was tested on a large number of elderly and high-risk people, people from ethnic minorities and people with conditions like diabetes or obesity, and they got some good results. And Pfizer say their vaccine is 95% effective in over 65s. When will a vaccine be ready? Whilst data from all these trials seems promising, how effective they are, 90, 92% or 94.5%, are just based on interim results. All of these vaccines will still need to be monitored to watch for any side effects and to make sure they're safe for all ages and groups of people. Moderna's, for example, will have to be monitored for 2 months. However, with Pfizer, if there is enough safety data in the coming weeks, then they could get emergency use authorization, which means it might be ready as early as December. How many vaccine doses will the UK get? The UK should get 10 million doses of Pfizer by the end of 2020. It's ordered 40 million in total. It will also get 100 million doses from the Oxford Uni vaccine when it's ready, and 5 million doses of the Moderna vaccine has just been ordered, which will be delivered in spring 2021. Many types of vaccine might be needed to help end the pandemic, but the World Health Organization Director General has warned, whilst a vaccine will help keep coronavirus under control, a vaccine alone won't end COVID. A vaccine won't replace the need to isolate or quarantine, but it will be one of the tools needed to eventually take down the virus.